Disney movies he never had. His daughter digs through all the VHS, crushing the classics in a princess dress. Informed like Scuttle, Kurt's got your ticket, making it real like Jiminy Cricket. Most are off the Captain Hook, but if the Tweedledum, he'll be taking more shots than Bambi's mom. Leave him raised like Simba, or cracked like the beach dishes. He'll show you a whole new world. You won't need pre-wish. Stay at home, Disney Dad.
This will be fun. We're going to break tradition today and fire up Disney Plus because someone at school told my daughter there's a Cinderella 3 and it was like a drop everything moment in my house. So what the heck, let's leave the dusty VHS tapes in the bin and let's stream Cinderella 3. It asks, do you remember the story of Cinderella? Well, I hope so if you're watching part 3. Cinderella 3, A Twist in Time. We start with a song sung by Cinderella. Here's a line. I'm a princess and a wife all because I fit a shoe. What a wonderfully perfect year. She's like every girl I hate on social media. This part is super trippy. Since Cinderella's emancipation, the evil stepsisters are now the new cleaning slaves. And like, I get it, karma, but it's still kind of weird that Cinderella apparently either forgot how horrible her conditions were, or she straight up wants to make her stepsisters suffer the way she had to suffer. Either way, I get it, and I'm here for it. I'm just surprised. Cinderella is now singing how it's going to be a perfectly perfect year, and I'm immediately skeptical that it's not. One of the ugly stepsisters climbs in a tree and stares down in awe of her princess stepsister and sees that it's actually magic and a fairy godmother Cinderella uses to keep her perfectly world perfect. That opening song was pretty good for a Disney sequel, and I'm an advocate for most Disney sequels, but I have to admit that the quality in songs usually does take a hit. Not here. Anastasia gets the guts and Five Finger discounts the magic wand and runs it back to her other sister and evil stepmom, or I guess that's just her mom. She can't remember the magic words to make it work until she finally yells, bibbidi bobbidi boo, just as the fairy godmother pops out and wants her wand back. They fight over it, the cat gets a duck body and the fairy godmother gets turned into a statue. Evil stepmom snatches the wand and is like, this is our ticket. Power, money, revenge. The animation on this is great. She calls on the forces of the universe to undo the crap Cinderella did to them. She wants to turn back time itself and unravel Cinderella's happily ever after. Green smoke swirls, and we see all her happy events in reverse, like actual clips from the first movie, Cinderella. It keeps going back and back and back and back until she yells, stop! And we're back in the first movie when the Grand Duke arrived at the home to let all the ladies in the house try on the glass slipper. So far, this is a great plot and great execution. The animation of this movie is top-notch. This feels like it could have been a legit theatrical release, but I know it wasn't. This is their second chance now. Cinderella is still locked upstairs, and as the Grand Duke shows up with the slipper, they use their newfound magic to make the slipper fit Anastasia's giant foot. And she's so happy it fits, she does a handstand and her dress falls down and we see her ugly bloomers. And it's a weird reminder that we're living in an age of gender equality, because there was a time when underwear humor was only for men with red polka dot underwear. Cinderella comes downstairs and is like, here I am, everyone. Wait, what? Everyone is gone except the stepmother, who's like, you lost, bitch. Stepmother takes Cinderella's other glass slipper and casually drops it over the staircase railing. You hear it shatter, blow, and she just tells Cinderella, clean up the glass and get out. Holy shit. This is good stuff. Cinderella's like, huh, I really thought this was going to end differently. She goes to the castle anyway after she gets kicked out, and there's bluebirds on her shoulder. Be careful, folks. She sneaks in, disguised as a cheese delivery employee. The rest of the crew are burly fat men. When she gets to the front of the line, to the guy handing out the giant cheese wheels, he immediately knows that she's not part of his crew, but she smiles at him, and he feels like there's a maybe 2% chance this girl might sleep with him. So he lets it slide, he waves her in and gives her cheese, and I'm not even gonna pretend that that's a far-fetched scenario in any way. She gets it to the main castle part, and my daughter sees a character that I'm not familiar with, and she yells, that's the lady from Cinderella too! Glad she remembers. This lady is like, who are you? And Cinderella goes, I'm the exterminator. And then her mice cause a scene. That's good stuff. In the other room, the prince is sword fighting with his dad. The horn sounds. They finally found his quote, size 4.5. That's hilarious. They're referring to this mystery woman as the size 4.5. The prince runs out, sees Anastasia and is like, am I in the right room? The stepmom is like, see, the shoe fits. And he's like, well, I guess the slipper fits more than one girl, I guess. Bye. I love this script. This is solid. But wait, grab grandmother or stepmom uses the wand on the prince and rewrites his memory, so he thinks it's Anastasia he actually danced with. He's like, whoops, guess it was you. He proposes to her on the spot. Cinderella's still quasi-motoing around the castle in the shadows. She intercepts the prince and is like, it's me. And he's like, I don't care, I'm marrying Anastasia, it wasn't you. But he stares into her eyes and there's a momentary glitch in the matrix, but he snaps out of it. He's like, nope. Still gonna marry her tonight. Cinderella's sad and the mice are like, the stepmom stole the wand, Cinderella. We seen it. Anastasia and her sister start eating the wedding cake in the middle of the afternoon. That's really funny. Being a new movie, I'm super pumped to see how this ends up, because this is not a social commentary. I'm not complaining or against this in any way, but we're living in a time where the awkward, not stereotypically beautiful Anastasia would be the protagonist and the flawlessly perfect and beautiful Cinderella would be the antagonist, right? I will give Disney full props if they do a double turn and the prince decides that he would rather live with the awkward redhead. We shall wait and see. Anastasia can't dance and blames it on an inner ear thing. This is what I mean. This gal, Anastasia, is growing on me. And you know what? You, Cinderella. You know, beauty, your beauty is gonna continue to get you everything you want. No matter where you go, you can walk out of the door right now, go to the next kingdom over, and that prince is gonna fall in love with you before breakfast. Let Anastasia have this one, you know what I mean? Cinderella is gonna be okay. She's got her looks, she's got her body, and she's gonna land on her feet just fine. Anastasia breaks into song. Yeah, girl, do it for all of us ugly people who have to work 10 times as hard to marry someone out of our league. The king gives his future daughter-in-law, Anastasia, his most prized possession. It's a seashell. Like, does it have Ariel's voice in it? What is this? They break a plate, and Cinderella, who was a housekeeper, is now pretending to be a housekeeper, comes in and steals the magic wand, and then it's a foot race. The guards try to nab her. She fumbles. The mice have the wand. They get it to Cinderella, and she's like, make him remember! But before she can aim the wand, the guards tackle her, and the stepmom gets the wand back. This close, Cinderella. The prince is like, she's a liar and a thief! But there's something about her. And what a telling line that is. That's exactly what I mean. Life must be so easy when you're hot. The mice alert the prince. He's like, all right, talking mice, let's do this. And oh wow, Cinderella is my girl, he decides after the song. But the king stops him and is like, no, we found your girl. You're gonna marry her tonight. Wrong girl. The king says, I forbid you to take one more step down the stairs. And the prince says, okay, and he tosses himself out the window to the side. That was really unexpectedly fun. He just bails. Prince escapes out the side of the castle and goes to find Cinderella, who is being kept in a jail cart, like Dumbo's mom. The guards are like, time to go. Hottie is getting deported. They're sticking her on a boat and getting her out of here. Prince gets there just as the boat is leaving. He goes and he tries to get his horse to jump out of the lighthouse, but at the last second the horse slams on the brake and sends the prince flying out the lighthouse window through the air, and he lands onto the boat anyway. Good stuff. Somehow he's not dead, and he goes up to Cinderella. Remember me! Flashbacks, scenes from Cinderella 1. Again, I love that they use original clips from the original movie. It gives this so much weight and history. Makes it feel so important. Prince returns to his castle with Cinderella and sicks the guards on stepmom and the stepsisters. Their true love was stronger than magic. The mom and the evil stepsisters use magic to make themselves disappear. No one can find them now. They're invisible. Cinderella's in her wedding dress, and the stepmom appears like a ghost with a wand. She brings out Anastasia, and poof! Now Anastasia looks identical to Cinderella. Uh-oh. They magic Cinderella inside a pumpkin and turn it into like an evil version of the stagecoach. She turns her cat Lucifer into the stagecoach driver and tells him to drive Cinderella out of town. Make sure she doesn't come back alive. This is great. She gets the mouse to pop the pin to release the stagecoach and let it drift into the abyss, but then the plan goes south, and now Cinderella, in her tattered dress, is fighting Lucifer Man on the carriage and knocks him off. They unattach the evil carriage anyway, and they jump on the horse as the pumpkin carriage goes over the ledge. Tattered Cinderella goes rushing back to the castle. I'm not gonna miss my wedding! Anastasia, as Cinderella, is marrying the prince, and just as the I do's, Anastasia says, I don't. Cinderella runs in. Huh? Stepmom goes on a rampage with her wand. She goes to shoot both Cinderella and Anastasia, but Prince deflects the magic wand with his sword. Magic blast bounces back at Stepmom and the other sister, turn into frogs. Anastasia turns back into herself and is like, hey, sorry. They bring fairy godmother back to life. Anastasia tried to give the seashell necklace back to the king, and he's like, nah, you keep it. And I'm sure on some level, the real Cinderella is gritting her teeth over that one. Real Cinderella and the prince marry for real. We see the fireworks outside the castle, and they should have used real footage of Disney World for that scene. They loved happily ever after. Again, credits. I liked it. The opportunity was there to really turn the story on its head, but they played it safe. Great.
That's what I think about.
What do you think?
What we have is a concern about Curtis Anderson. His interviewing style
general appearance is not the best. I was wondering if the man has some kind of a hold over the channels that he's allowed to be employed for so long with the standards of journalism